So hard. He disconnected himself from the person he loved the most. Sometimes when you win, you lose.
What's up guys, my name is Westy and today we're back again talking about Battlefield 3 Endgame, but today we're going to be talking about some new information that's been released about the dirt bikes. Before the release of map packs, the DICE developers like to release sort of blog posts describing what's going to be in the new DLC, but going into detail in some of the major points. And it's today that DICE has chosen to release a lot more information about the dirt bikes and the jumps in the 4 new maps. Now just before I get into the nitty gritty about the dirt bikes, I'm just going to say that there are 2 new map names actually in this blog post as well, and that is Nibandan Flats, which is the sort of map that we saw for the Capture the Flag trailer that was released a couple of weeks ago now, and we've got Keosar Railroad, which is I think the spring map that we haven't seen yet. And they go along with the ones that were released before, which was Operation Riverside and Sabalan Pipeline. Now unfortunately there aren't any more pictures of the maps to show you yet, but I guess they're going to be released in some more blog posts that's come along. They've just released the map names just sort of offhand, quite casually, so I can confidently say that they're going to release some either some pictures or some more footage as they come along to do some more blog posts. Don't forget they still haven't detailed the dropship yet, so we could be seeing it coming along with that. By the way, the footage that you've been watching in the background, that's just going to be going around in a loop for a few minutes or so, and that's just sort of a dev test that the obviously the developers were doing to try and sort of see how the map played when you were using the quad bikes and sort of picking out safe zones and where the danger lied in different jumps on maps and stuff like that. Actually in the blog post, there's a link in the description. If you actually read the whole blog post, there's a lot of thought that go into these maps, and this is just one of the ways that they like to test it. Okay, so the first piece of key information that I've sort of managed to read through this blog post and find was that the dirt bike is going to have a boost button. What that boost button actually enables you to do is to pull wheelies on the new dirt bike, which sounds absolutely amazing, which means that you're not going to have to do wheelie every single time you take off, but there is a boost button to sort of kick you further forward, obviously to make you go faster, but whilst you do that you're going to be doing a wheelie, which is kind of cool. But, as with all good things, there's always a downside, and that is if you're using the boost button and you happen to have a passenger on your dirt bike, that when you push it, you're going to obscure the aim of the passenger, and obviously they're the one who's going to be trying to protect you and take out enemies on the back of the dirt bike. So I guess the boost button is kind of a good and a bad thing, because it can get you out of a sticky situation, or it can catch you up to an enemy that you're trying to kill. But at the same time, if you're going to use it right next to an enemy, it could actually get you or killed or put into a bad situation, because you're going to throw the aim of the person off on the back of your bike. Okay, so sort of moving on a little bit, there's another tiny little piece of information which says that if you have a passenger on the back of your dirt bike, it's not actually going to increase the weight of your dirt bike, which means it's not actually going to make it any heavier. I'm not sure if that was something that they implemented with the quad bikes in Armored Kill. But that's going to be quite cool, because that means you're going to be able to pull off the normal jumps that you would pull off if you were just on your own. But then if you've got like a passenger on the back with an RPG, let's say, you're still going to be able to pull off these amazing jumps and maybe get some like cool like air kills while you're doing a jump, and it's not going to hinder you in any way by having extra weight, so that's pretty cool as well. And finally, we're just going to talk about the way the dirt bike handles. Now, we've been told that there's its own physics engine specifically for the dirt bike, so we know it's going to handle differently to, let's say, the quad bike from Armored Kill. But what we didn't know up till now is that it was going to have this boost button, which is obviously going to change the physics of the bike slightly, and obviously if we know it's going to throw the aim off of the driver, or the passenger, then that way we kind of know that it's going to like sort of behave differently in different situations. And the developers have actually said that if you come up to a jump, about 2 to 3 meters before the end of the jump is the ideal time to push the boost button, because it's going to send you flying across the map with some speed. And finally we come to talk about the maps again, which is kind of like a dirt bike specific topic, where they say that 2 of the maps are sort of more jump focused than the other 2, but they have said that the other 2 maps will still contain some jumps, it's just you have to go and find them. So the main 2 jump maps in Endgame are going to be Operation Riverside, which is the sort of fall or autumn themed one, and Keosar Railroad, which is going to be the spring themed one. And the other 2 are Nibandan Flats, Nibandan Flats, which is the one we saw in the Capture the Flag gameplay, and we got Sabalan Pipeline, which is the new snow map. And it said that you have to sort of use the skills that you've gained on the jump maps to sort of control the dirt bike on these maps, because the terrain is completely different, but you still can find jumps, which would still be pretty cool. Okay, that about wraps up this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and there's a link in the description to the blog post, and you can see the video there as well that's been looping around in the background every now and then. I'm getting really excited for Endgame. I hope you guys are too, so don't forget to give this video a like so other people can see this information. And if you want to see more Battlefield 3 related content, then don't forget to jump over to my channel as well. There's a link in the description to my Twitter if that's your kind of thing and you want to follow that as well. And there's a Facebook link there as well, which I just started up the other day, which would be great if you guys could go over and like that. That would be awesome. So yeah, I've been Westy. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.